We now know the state of Illinois sent more than $1 million in unemployment benefits to fraudsters during the height of the pandemic, while legitimate claimants waited months for the money they were owed.
The Illinois Department of Employment Security was forced to turn over that information to CBS 2 after months of trying to keep it secret. CBS 2's Tara Molina is working for Chicago, revealing for the first time the scope of unemployment fraud IDES has failed to prevent.
$5,472.
$5,472 unemployment benefit dollars, a scammer redirected from Sharon Thomas's bank account to their own. We first introduced you to Sharon back in March.
I just want my money.
Money she immediately told the state was going to the wrong account, the scammers. But she says the state continued to deposit her unemployment benefits into that account anyway.
I just want what's owed to me.
It's stressful.
Eventually, Sharon filled out these forms, payment tracers, meant to help the Illinois Department of Employment Security follow the money that someone is owed but never received.
I don't know how to say it. I'm just so frustrated.
We wondered at the time just how many Sharons were out there, their unemployment benefits intercepted by scammers. So we asked IDES to use those payment tracers to tell us how many taxpayer dollars have been lost to fraud since the pandemic began. IDES claimed more than once they don't track it, a response right in line with the agency's repeated refusal to reveal any information to anyone about the scope of pandemic-related unemployment fraud. So we appealed to the state attorney general, who handles questions about the public's right to know such things. And the Attorney General has now forced IDES to turn over its files. Turns out, agency administrators had no idea an employee was actually tracking payment tracers. We got that employee's spreadsheet and quickly discovered what IDES did not want us or you to know. More than 1,000 times between January last year and March this year, the state has had to pay back claimants whose benefits were stolen by undeserving thieves. It adds up to 1.2 million taxpayer dollars lost to fraudsters. And you paid for it twice, after IDES had to send another 1.2 million to the claimants who should have gotten the money in the first place. A big chunk of change. So what does the state have to say about all the money it sent to scammers? We asked IDES how a state agency whose job is to help the unemployed failed to prevent 1.2 million in fraud. We never got a straight answer. Neither did Sharon Thomas. We caught up virtually with her 2 months after our first interview, a full year since all of this started for her.
I just want it to be over. I want what I'm owed. I don't want to be done with it.
Unfortunately, she's not one of the lucky ones. She says she's talked to IDES a number of times since we first sat down with her in her living room, filling out tracer forms and providing everything they've asked for, but still no money.
I would be so happy if I had this money by the middle of July. It would make me happy. I wouldn't have to worry.
It's still unclear how much more money is missing. IDES tells us it's currently working on more than 400 additional payment tracers, but they still won't answer how many more they haven't even started to dig into. We know of at least one more waiting.
When you call, they can't tell you anything.
Shonda Perkins reached out after seeing our first story. She's waiting on a little more than $800, money she says could really help her right now. But like Sharon, she says she's been filling these out over and over again, jumping through hoops for a full year now to get back her benefits.
It's just not fair to us, that's the people that's waiting on their money, because we really need that money.
I hope if going forward that there's a way that they can improve the system so this never happens to people again.
Sharon just talked to an IDES representative on the phone who told her they're working on her case right now, and she could see the money she's been waiting a year on in the next couple of months. But again, an IDES spokesperson never addressed our questions about how this amount of money, $1.2 million in these cases, got lost to fraudsters. For CBS 2, working for Chicago, I'm Tara Molina.